Welcome to another edition of From a Third Eye View on Pi Radio, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And I'm joined only by one of my regular co-hosts at the minute. I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah, it's me, JV.
Yo, shout out JV. And obviously shout out to our brother Stro. Stro is not here. It's not because he's being lazy or anything of that nature. He is actually at the Liverpool-West Ham game. It's West Ham they're playing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Anfield. So unfortunate for him. Let's hope he's a bad omen and they get beat.
Technically, it's working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, technically, he is working. Technically, he is working. That's correct. And also, we do have a special guest coming on. So for those of you that know him from the social media airwaves, shout out Pundit J. He will be calling in around the half-hour mark. So we'll be discussing, obviously, United and City, because they're the main topics he does discuss. And we were also supposed to have another one of our brethrens on, Mr. Aaron United, but he got the big call up from MUTV. So, yo, congrats to him. You get me?
Got the bat signal,
That's what I'm saying. Salute to him. Actually got the bat signal. Shout out to him. And also, we will be having, for anyone who's confused about it, because I've seen someone ask me on my gram and was like, what about Saeed and Nuruddin? There's no issues with them. We will be having all three of them back also in it.
That's the brothers, man.
All of them are doing bits. But all right, let's get into the show.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start? Let's start. Hey, all right, since you put the list out, let's talk about Arsenal-Everton. And this is what I've been saying about Arsenal since Arteta has come. Again, that's another game there under Emery or Wenger. They don't win that.
Yeah.
They don't win that.
You know what?
They don't win that.
You know especially why they don't win that?
Yeah, go on.
I was watching it at home and Everton started like bang.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. What? A minute in, man scoring an overhead kick.
Man, like Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin again.
Calvert-Lewin again. I swear he's got like 9 in 13 games or something.
Yo, lethal. Come on, bro. My man did not have an overhead kick in him before Ancelotti was there.
No, he didn't.
It weren't part of his repertoire.
If we was naming episodes, that would be the name of this episode. He didn't have an overhead kick in him before Ancelotti arrived.
You get what I'm saying? Ancelotti must have sprinkled an extra mozzarella on his pasta.
It's amazing how a manager of a certain level, like a serious operator, can just change a whole team and just transform players.
Yeah.
Because Calvert-Lewin looks like a different guy.
He looks lethal.
He looks like, I'm looking at Calvert-Lewin like, you're in for a squeak with the Euros, you know.
No, definitely.
You're in a squeak with the Euros.
I'm telling you now, all right then. Because it's coming out this week that Rashford might not make it.
Okay.
If Rashford don't make it, and we're talking centre forwards, you've got to remember, Vardy's retired.
So it depends if they decide to go for him or he decides to come out of retirement.
If Vardy says no, and you want to take 3 centre forwards, it's going to be Abraham, Ings and him, isn't it?
That's true. It's going to be, depending on, is Harry Kane definitely out?
Me personally,
you reckon he's out?
12 games to go. If you're not on the bench.
See, I think Southgate's one of them, even though I rate him. If Harry Kane's half fit, he'll take him.
Well, you know why that's
and
dead?
It's silly.
You know why that's dead?
Go on.
Because a fully fit Harry Kane can't run.
You're eating.
So a fully fit Harry Kane can't run. Yeah? We know this. He ain't got the legs. So a half fit Harry Kane, bro, you might as well give him crutches on the pitch.
That's true. And the thing is, you do have English strikers in form, like you mentioned. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin, we're speaking about Danny Ings, Tammy Abraham. So it's looking like, it's not like he's desperately needed. There's options. And there's more than one.
Because then obviously you've got this is why I'm saying centre forward wise. Because I know centre forward wise, you've probably got them 3. Yeah. Then he could take, I don't know, after that it's going to be Sancho, your Sterling.
Oh yeah, the wide players.
Know the wide players.
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah, your Hudson-Odoi.
Those type of players.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it works out really. If you do, you can take your 3 centre forwards.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, back onto Calvert-Lewin. Like I said, I think that is his 9th or 10th goal in 13 games or something. Love the dance as well. Love the celebration.
This is what I mean, man.
Everyone always be dancing at the Emirates. I love it.
Everyone about the Emirates. I think, you know what? I think it's because it is big. It is like
Do you reckon that's what it is?
It is like a stage, bro. You know what I mean? You score a goal and you got the fans there.
Everybody be dancing. Obviously Lingard Millie rocked, moonwalked. Griezmann did the L dance from Fortnite. And then you got Calvert-Lewin. Everyone
just I don't know, man. There must be some sort of rhythm in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone does. And then obviously after Calvert-Lewin opened the scoring, obviously Arsenal came back into it. Is it Nketiah? Is that his name?
Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah. Very, you know what?
Good, go on.
Very good striker. And I said this because I remember when he burst on the scene when Wenger was there.
Oh, was he? Is it that long?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He must. This is off the top of my head, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, people. But I think he's only about 18, 19. Maybe a touching just a 20.
Touching, so he's really young.
But he burst on. I'm sure he was about 16, 17.
Okay, so he's been there a while. Because that was a good finish.
Yeah.
It was a good finish. Great ball as well. It was Xhaka who crossed him, wasn't it?
Saka,
that's it. And you know what? I just knew it was someone with a left foot. I couldn't remember who. I couldn't remember which left foot. Great cross.
That's another good point about that Saka.
Great cross.
You know they've not tied him down to a contract, and he's got something like the most assists for a player under 20.
Yeah. Okay. So he doing.
Get me? Yeah, I turned into Stroll for this week. I had to do a bit of homework in it.
Do the Stroll.
Yeah, but most assists.
Yeah.
For a player under 20. That's a big shout. He's a big player, him, because even though they've been playing him left back, but he's still getting, because he's normally a winger. Winger / one of them winger striker type of people there. But he's been playing left back, filling in.
And he's been doing a good job there, actually.
Good job.
He's been doing a good job.
Even though he's not the biggest.
And he's not the biggest, and he's not actually a left back. So you expect players who are of that age to want to go forward but don't really want to do the defensive work.
But do you know what I think this is? I think this comes down to something, and this is something I was discussing.
Yeah, go on.
A lot of players nowadays, I think this might even stem from our era.
Go on.
You don't just, when you're playing football nowadays as a kid, you might have your position, right? But everyone can pretty much tackle. And everyone can pretty much put their work in. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
You don't really have lazy players, and as a youth, when you're playing on the streets, this is what I'm trying to get at. Your Sunday league.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Get what you're saying.
You don't really have lazy players.
You might have that one who's the finesse. That's it.
Who's the super finesse guy.
Yeah, and you kind of allow him because you're like, he can do magic.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Like your Messi-esque type, Sunday league Messi. But apart from that, everyone else can...
Everyone else works.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. Because like I said, even over the other side, and obviously he's not been as much as a success, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Yeah, he's been playing right back a lot for them as well, and he's not a fullback. I think he's actually a centre mid. Yeah, but he's been doing bits. But props to Nketiah because that was a great finish.
Big finish.
That was a great finish.
To say he's come back from Leeds and they've not been playing him.
Great finish.
And then that, you know what that finish was like? It was a. Go on. It's a proper Arsenal finish. That if you get me,
you can imagine Henry scoring that.
Yes.
Goal. You can imagine Henry scoring that.
You know what I mean? I've seen him. I've seen him do that.
You've seen Henry score that goal.
See that? You can tell. Yeah. That's something called consistent coaching.
That's true. And again, I always revert back to it. That is one of my biggest things with Oli. That's a pattern of play. That's coached. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, that's
coached. Arteta's coaching them. Like, you can see Arsenal play and see what they work on in the training ground. And that's my biggest issues with Oli. And that's why I always mention it.
Under Wenger, that cross don't come in. That cross gets shuffled down to the edge of the box, and then someone tries, and then you know what I mean. It might be 5 passes before it gets to a shot. Yeah, that was Arsenal very simple.
Because under him, especially when they were less successful, they overplayed a lot. Yeah, like pass. I
think they thought that was the way they had to play to compensate.
Always trying to score the perfect goal.
Yes.
Whereas instead of just laying it and putting it in the back of the net, just laying it.
Do you know what I mean? And then it was? I think. That was the goal in Nketiah. Yeah. After that,
Aubameyang's goal, that second goal, very Aubameyang-esque. Good ball as well.
Henry-esque.
With the opening up of the body and whipping it in the far corner, that type of thing. Yeah.
And then see this match here. Well, like, man knows I'm not the biggest Arsenal fan, but I am. I'm old school Arsenal fan. Sorry, don't get it wrong. I'm old school Arsenal fan. I'm JVC Dreamcast on your shirt. Arsenal
I remember
fan.
that. I was taking it back.
That's me type of Arsenal fan. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But that was a very old school Arsenal performance. It was.
Go on, elaborate.
Like like when they had the Ray Parlers and them man there. Yeah. They had the grit. But they also had the finesse. That's what they've been missing, that marriage. That was Arsenal. It was grit and finesse.
That marriage.
You know what I mean? You'd have your Paolo do a bit of grime. Your Vieira would do a grime.
Your Petits. Would do the grime.
Your Keown at the back and your Adams, they'd do the grime. And then it gets to the Perez and the Youngberg and the Henry and it gets exciting.
I hear that.
And that was that type of...
Yeah, it was end-to-end game.
Performance, big. That was a big game.
I'm looking at it here, like Everton had 17 shots.
You know what? This is what I mean. We're giving it all to Arsenal here, but Everton give him a game.
He's giving him a game because they're two teams. I want to save this point until later, so I will. But they're like, I'll save the point until later before we go to the game. I'll save the point until later. I'll come back to that. But like we were saying, the Aubameyang finish. Great ball from David Luiz. Can't defend, but On the ball, fantastic.
I've said this all my life.
I don't get why people don't play him either in a back three or you play him as a holding midfielder.
Holding, I honestly think he's a centre mid. I don't think he's a holding.
You don't think he's a holding mid?
I don't even think he's that disciplined to do the holding role. I think he's a central midfielder.
Nah, he did it though.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. He can do it, but his attributes. If you're all right, then look at his shooting.
That's true.
His passing range. He's athletic.
Is he a victim of being Brazilian in terms of the fact there's so many talented Brazilians that they were just like, you're not as skilled as these lot, you have to play defense?
I bet you he was a defensive mid or centre mid or even attacking mid until he was probably about 14.
Yeah, he's one of them, and then he was like, right, we have no defenders, you have to
Then the next guy in the under 15s Brazilian youth team was probably a Kaka.
Yeah. That's
and a Robinho, so it's like, all right, we'll just move you back a bit.
We'll have to move you back because there is a runner.
And then before he knew it, he's right at the back. You know what I mean? But
I don't understand because I remember Mourinho at Chelsea played him in, in a holding midfield role.
Yeah.
And then I think, if I remember correctly, Conte, when he was there, played him in a back three.
He did it when he went to PSG as well.
He played him. To me, that's how you get the best out of him.
Yeah.
Because he needs insurance. Because like you said, he is going to he lacks that concentration.
Yeah.
He has so many lapses, discipline. So it's like, I would play him as a centre mid. You have to play someone disciplined next to him. I hear that.
But I think that's because a lot of his... attributes and a lot of when people are complaining he's not disciplined enough, he's not concentrated, I think it's because it's just not his preferred position.
You reckon he'd rather just play elsewhere? I
bet you if you ask him where do you want to play, he'd say just
number 10.
He'd probably say striker, bro. Play me just off him. But I reckon he'd want to play if he used his head a bit and it weren't being all sentimental, he'd probably say put me anchor, man. Put me.
That's true. He wants to play because
he's got a pass in him.
He's passing, like I said, that pass for Aubameyang's goal was a quality pass.
Yeah.
That's a quality through ball.
That's a centre midfielder's pass.
Yeah, that's not if Ozil was playing that, we raving about that.
Yes.
If that's a number 10, if that's a Bruno Fernandes playing that, we raving about that type of thing. But because it's David Luiz and we always come back to, with David Luiz, he's a great player, but he's not a defender.
Yeah.
And we don't really appreciate his talent because he's talented.
Yeah, he's very talented. You know what it is? It's probably that is towards his end of his career where he's not going to get played there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why.
For him to get played there now, they'd probably
injury
have to
crisis.
have major injury crisis.
No, I hear that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear that.
But yeah, see, I'm gonna, because I like to do this. Not I like to do this, but I'm gonna, give you the props. You called it on the Arsenal. I'm still not 100% sold. I still think it's a bit of bounce, new manager bounce.
But get on to that. Let's finish the game and then we're gonna speak about it.
Yeah, we'll speak about that.
So obviously we mentioned the Aubameyang goal and then with Richarlison, and that is just an Arsenal goal to concede. That's what that is. Obviously, I don't rate Richarlison.
Nah,
good goal.
Me, he's coming out the bargain bin now.
What is he really? I never thought he was a bargain man. I just think he's overrated. I think Everton is his level. I don't think he's special.
Nah, how old is he? About what? 23?
He could get better, but what I'm saying is not. You know who reminds me of? Who I also didn't rate. And people raved about him for whatever reason. Memphis Depay. That's who he reminds me of.
Oh no, Depay's a different.
You rate me? I'm not a fan.
Nah,
like Tox, shout out my bro Tox. Like he raved about Depay when he was at United, and I'm watching him. I'm like,
that is a whole nother show.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
Everyone who came in that era was a bit. That's because of the manager. But if you look at Depay now, Depay's next move will be to one of the major clubs.
That's the thing is because when he left, when I was discussing it, I said when he left, I said he's going to go France. And he'll be a success because I'm like, that's his level. But if he's that good, another big team will take a chance on him and say, come
I could see
and see what's going on. That's would be interesting to see. But
even a Dortmund. That's the type
see that
of
we're talking about Dortmund. I don't think he's better than Sancho.
No, he's not better than him. But he could potentially be someone to replace him. If you're looking for that type of...
True. I just look at him and I'm like, you just lack that.
You know what? I know what you're saying.
That je ne sais quoi. You don't scare me.
You know what it is with him?
Yeah, go on.
You know there's more, but he doesn't show it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You know he's got more in his tank.
Oh yeah, shout out to Stroh because he just messaged me. He's listening in and that. He said Depay, and they're like, yo, Stroh, that's facts. But go on, continue.
Right, you man wanted to buy Depay. Sure, you man linked with Depay even at the start of the season.
See, I'm looking at him and I'm like, I'm just not a fan. Like, even if you talk about him going to Bayern Munich, who's the Arsenal winger who went to Bayern Munich? The black guy, I can't remember his name.
Gnabry.
I don't think he's better than Gnabry.
No, I don't. I don't. But I just can see him in that
You can see him in that type. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I'm one of them. Like, if he's playing, say United were playing against the Pies in whoever's team, I'm not worried. I'm not like, oh my God, the Pies in the team. I just,
you know what it is? I'm not like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But I know that we couldn't slip because he's one of them who could potentially. Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear that. Stroll again saying, man, pulling out the French. See, Stroll's here in spirit with us people,
man.
You get me?
Man, like some ghost, you know.
Yeah, shout out Stroll. But yeah, back onto it, the goal that Richarlison scored, just a typical Arsenal goal to concede, just soft. And it's just the defenders, because they don't have centre-backs. They had Mustafi and Luiz playing. Neither of them are any good.
But you see, this is something that if Arteta's going to be a success, he will have to weed out. And
I think he will that. Which is what I'm going to get onto my point. So then, boom, that happened. And then I want to talk about Aubameyang's header, because that was a very good header, you know.
Yeah.
That's a proper old school number 9 goal. He took a whack with it as well. He got his head on it and he took a whack, and he's like, I think he knew he was going to take a whack, but he got his, and we don't associate Aubameyang with great headers.
Yeah. And you know what? There's some players who wouldn't, who would see that situation coming, know they're going to get a whack, and maybe not.
Bottle it.
Yeah. Maybe not put in the full effort, or maybe, you know, maybe probably try and glance it onto someone else to do the hard work. Yeah. That was more of something we'd associate with the Calvert-Lewin.
That's a Calvert. You know, it's a Calvert-Lewin-esque goal. That's what it is. As we were talking about Burnley, Chris Wood, Barnes, you can see one of them.
You know what I'm saying?
You could see one of them. Any one of their players scoring that type of goal. That's what that is. So yeah, onto the point I was going to make. Now we've actually discussed the game. I see Arsenal. I only realised it when I was watching it after it was done. Arsenal and Everton in the same boat, as in terms of, I think they both have very good managers who are going to be successes at each club. But I think they just, once they get their own players, that's when we're going to see the real them. I think once Ancelotti gets his own set of players at Everton, just one window, I think we'll see a dramatic improvement, drastic, should I say, improvement. And same with Arsenal.
Well, even today, I seen his exactly what we were talking about. We need to get a crystal ball. We need to get a crystal ball, yeah? Because man are predicting futures out here. Yeah. But you see, like we were saying, he'll have his black book from Napoli and these other places. He's been linked with that Lozano from Napoli.
There we go.
Winger there. And that's a player who was been linked with.
And he would improve. Lozano's Mexican, is that correct? Is that Lozano?
That brother there.
He would definitely walk into their first 11 and improve their squad.
Yeah.
Especially if he's going to play 4-4-2 or that's what he seems to go with.
I mean, he played him in that same system for Napoli. So then he's not coming over and he's not changing the system. Yeah. He's not, obviously, you know, different country and all of that. But with the same manager, that can help.
No, I hear that.
I
hear what you're saying.
But even to the point of, we're going to see how, and this is to both of their managers, Ancelotti and Arteta, we'll see how ruthless they are.
That's true.
Because in order, like I said, for him to sort out Arsenal, you have to say, right, Mustafi, see you later.
Basically, you need practically probably 3 of a back 4. And I'm even unsure on the keeper. Because I look at the goal that Richarlison scored and I'm like, my keeper got to do better there.
Yeah, he's not a real German. He's not a real German keeper. He's not a real German.
Oliver Kahn's is coming and clearing out everything.
Boxing man head, you know what I'm saying?
I've said this before. I've said it about De Gea when United played Liverpool. I'm like, if you're my goalkeeper, you come, take the ball on everybody in your way, teammate or no teammate.
1 second. This is a point you've just realized. Yeah. What happened to madman goalkeepers? What happens when your goalkeeper was a madman and he would even box his own centre-back out of the way to get
what happened? The game evolved and goalkeepers became more flair. More footballing and finesse. Edison's, Alisson. De Gea's kind of a throwback in terms of he's not that good with his feet, but Alisson, Edison. Goalkeepers are now more concerned about playing out from the back and looking good. A bit like defenders. There's not too many just brutes. Yeah. Even Maguire, who's seen as a brute, likes to get down and dribble the ball out and play and all that. Yeah. There's very
in the whole game, and there's not many.
Bailly's a throwback to that. Yeah. He's a brute. He'll just do a madness.
He's one of them. He'll go up for a header and knock himself out.
Yeah, knock himself and everybody else.
His nose and all that. You know,
and then just wake up like it's calm.
John Terry type of man there will. You know what I mean?
Vidic, John Terry. There's a lack of that now. Yeah. There's not many. I think when it comes to top
willingly
games,
bust their head.
Yeah, of course.
To win that game.
That's what I'm saying. Take a kick in the face. We've seen Terry do that. All that. It was in the World Cup when Terry was on the ground and he was trying to block it.
I think Phil Jones does that, but that's just unwillingly.
Yeah, that's a Phil Jones being a Phil Jones. So that's what that is. So that's how I look at Arsenal and Everton the same way type of thing. Because I think
that's what it will take. Trust me, if both of the managers are ruthless, I think especially more Everton, because of the connections, what he's got. He's got the connections, he's got the financial backing. It's almost like a football manager type thing, situation where he's got the money, you got
going
all
into
the targets.
Club. Yeah, you're going into the club and you got the backing and you can lift this club up. You can elevate this club.
He could do
similar
a madness
to, I think he can do, I think Ancelotti can do to Everton what Poch did to Spurs, not in terms of winning trophies, because Poch didn't, just elevating them as a club. Because people talk about Poch, we'll go on to this now, and say, oh, what did he do at Spurs? No, he didn't win no trophies. Is that a black mark against him? Yes, he elevated them as a club. Before him, we didn't take Spurs serious.
I don't even think that's a black mark against him. You know why?
Go on.
Because where's the furthest Spurs got in the Champions League before him?
This is what I'm saying.
Where's the if you would have said to him, if you would have said to a Tottenham fan, you're going to play in the 2018-2019 Champions League final, and you would have said that to them after they had just sold Modric and then a few years later sold Bale, they would have laughed in your face.
Of course. People forget, even though they've had your Modrics, your Bales, your Van der Vaarts, we never took them serious.
Yeah.
We took them serious. Like, they was like when Fergie used to say, when United play Spurs, it's only Spurs.
Yeah, it's Tottenham.
Because it's like, we don't, but he elevated them as a club. Now we judge Spurs like we judge other top clubs.
Yeah.
We didn't before. We looked at Spurs kind of like how we are now looking at your Wolves, Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Like good teams, but we don't expect, if they finish in the top four, they ain't there yet.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Now if you see United Tottenham, you know it's like, ooh.
Yeah, it's a game.
It's a game.
It's a game.
Whereas back in the day, that was like
It's a game. That's what I'm saying, isn't it? And also as well, we got to shout out Lou in the building. Big up to Lou and that.
Big Lou.
You know what I mean? Big Lou. He's a Pi Radio, you get me, out here in the volunteers.
Pi
so I'm
Radio
going to shout
family,
you out.
yeah.
That's what we do, Pi Radio family out here. So salute to him. He's here filming the thing and that. You like football, by the way?
Nah,
you're not a fan. Don't follow. All right, no worries. It's all
Each to
good.
their own.
Each to their own. Nah, fair enough. Who's going to tell you grab a mic and that? Yes, for real. But speaking of that, so we're going to Chelsea Spurs. Yeah. Chelsea 2, Tottenham 1. And the result showed me what I've already known. Unfortunately, is like, I've said it before, when they got Mourinho. Mourinho is no longer of the level he was. Is he good enough to win them a League Cup, a FA Cup? Yes, and finish 5th. But in terms of at the top level, Mourinho's done.
Well, here's the madness, yeah. So we recently played Chelsea.
Yeah. And
Chelsea are getting, only in I'd say in last year or two, it's getting to us with Chelsea, it's like, it's a match we'll win. Do you get what I mean? So Ollie's beat, this is how mad it is, Ollie's beat Lampard 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
But then Lampard's beat Mourinho twice in a row this season. So if I'm going by playground rules, that means Ollie's better than Mourinho. You get what I'm saying?
A fighter beats B fighter and B fighter beats C fighter, so that means A fighter will beat C fighter.
You get what I'm saying?
It's that type of thing. You don't work like that, but I hear what you're saying.
That bad logic.
You don't work like that.
But no, because that's the type of logic what someone like, for me, I feel like someone like Mourinho would come with. That would be his logic.
Here's the thing with Mourinho. Mourinho will come with any logic that makes him come out on top of whatever argument it is. He'll say anything as long as it benefits him. Well, did if it sounds good to him. Now, what did he say after? I didn't see his interview. Now, what did he say?
He said, well, you know, in Giroud, they have a World Cup winning number 1 striker for France. And then, you know, they have England's number 2 striker on the bench. And then they have, you know, Belgium's number 2 striker in Zidane. So that's what he said.
And here's the thing. Who did he try and sign in January? Giroud. So it makes sense. That's his built-in excuse right there. Great finish as well by Giroud. How Giroud is not playing... I think he's severely underrated, you know.
He is, you know.
He's not world-class, but the level below, Giroud is in there.
All right then.
Giroud's in there.
This is one thing with Giroud though. Man say he's not world-class, but Giroud could play in a world-class team.
Definitely. We've seen it with France. We've seen it with France. He's one of them. When we talk about go back and listen to previous shows, as always. That's just a plug for us anyway, from a third eye view. Available on Spotify or iTunes or YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Everything Pi Radio. With Giroud and that. Systems, we talk about it all the time. Systems.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. Systems, and how key systems are. He was the number 9 in the French team. They won the World Cup and he didn't have a shot on target the whole tournament. Because they just used him as a springboard, bounce it into Giroud, and it'll stick.
Excellent springboard, though.
Play off to Mbappe, Griezmann,
you know what it is as well?
Matuidi.
So people hear that, use him as a springboard, and they start thinking of him as a I don't know, a big brute of a striker, but he's not. He's got a lot of finesse.
Technically,
his touch.
Technically, Giroud is very good.
His left foot is very good.
Very good. And and it was a stat that came up as well, I believe so. I think it was like most goals as a sub, and you had Hernandez who was in there. Who was the other one? I can't remember. It was Hernandez, somebody else. And Giroud was in the top 3.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't associate him.
He was like at the top of it as well. It wasn't far off.
Yeah, you don't associate Giroud with, when you think of super subs, it was Jermaine Defoe. That was the one. You think of
there you go.
Strikers like that, nimble and quick.
Yeah.
Late goals when people are tired. That's not Giroud's game. So that goes to show how intelligent he is. Like when we was talking about Danny Ings, I think it was last week or the week before, Giroud's of that ilk where he's not the quickest, but get a yard bang.
Yeah.
Because that finish on that goal, that finish that against Spurs was a quality finish. It wasn't easy. Wasn't easy. And that makes me think, why is Lampard playing Batshuayi ahead of Giroud?
Well, this is what I mean.
And we did discuss
Giroud
that.
is a World Cup winning striker.
Yeah.
And he's literally playing behind 2 people who don't play in their first team.
Yeah, in the internationals, in
the international, sorry. And they've not even got his pedigree, really. If you look at it, they've not got the same pedigree.
That's true. Abraham, I understand. And then if you're chasing the game, you bring on Giroud with him. What a better foil for Tammy Abraham than Giroud.
Yeah.
And
How
someone
much
to
do you
learn
think
off?
he could learn? Yes, exactly, from playing with him.
Learn from
That would elevate his game.
1,000%.
Because then he could kind of become like a Drogba-esque player where he can do both.
Yeah.
Because that's what Drogba could do.
That's what
Drogba could do the both. He could do that hold-up play, and he could also turn and
then spin and running behind.
Spinning,
Because he's physically big, and Abraham does. Yeah, Abraham could be that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So it's like, why would you not, when you're chasing a game, play him with Giroud? And it's not like, because Chelsea, I think we did discuss this, Chelsea's team are very lackluster in the attacking sense.
You know why? He's not very... See, like, we slate Ollie for changing, he's playing free at the back. I've literally seen Chelsea play one system all season.
They literally have played one system all the year. It's the 4-3-3, isn't it?
If they could be looking for another goal, he will take off the striker and he'll put on another one.
Yeah, which is a bit... Yeah, it's a little bit...
Do you get what I mean?
It's a little bit... I hear what you're saying, though. On to Alonso's goal. Good goal.
Big goal. I've always see he's another one of these players. He's not a left back.
Nah, he's a wing back.
I think he's a left midfielder. He's a 4-4-2 left midfielder. He can whip it in. As you can see, he can score. He can pass. He's athletic. He's not, because he's in a defensive situation. It's not natural.
Yeah, he's definitely not a fullback.
You know what he falls into? He falls into this thing of nowadays where square pegs in your round holes. Your Valencia becoming a right back, and your
Ashley Young's.
Yes, and do you know what I mean? Everyone, you're naturally a different position, but the position now has changed.
Right.
So, because all right, then if you put it like that, Valencia is not a winger. He was a winger when he was younger, but he didn't have the attributes of a winger.
He was a right midfielder.
He was a right midfielder, but then now. There's not really what formation are you playing with a right midfielder?
Yeah, because everyone's playing 4-3-3s or 4-2-3-1s, which don't really have right midfielders.
You get what I'm saying? You have to be a winger, so then they get naturally drawn back, don't they? That's how it works.
I hear what you're saying with that. Who scored the goal? Who was I just moved the sheet like an Egypt. You hear me? This is live radio, people. Live radio. Rudiger, was it Rudiger OG they gave it us? That's what it's got on here. Rudiger OG.
Oh, yeah. Lamella.
He gave it as a Rudiger. Yeah, it did. It hit off.
Yeah.
He could have given the goal to Lamella. That's what I was confused about.
Yeah, because I'd say it was a shot on target.
Yeah, it was going on target.
That's the rule,
give it to Lamella.
It's a shot on target and it bounces off, it's...
Lamella wanted it. Lamella would want it. Rudiger wouldn't want it. Do it. And let's talk about VAR. Stroll will love this because he hates VAR so much. How does VAR not give that challenge a red card? That Lo Celso challenge.
That don't make sense, does it?
How have they not give a red card for that?
But did you not see what they said after?
Nah, what did he say?
They come out after and said we were wrong. How can you do that?
Is VAR not supposed to clear up these type of things?
Exactly.
Is that not what VAR is there for? So how did you get it wrong? So who decided? Did they say who said they got it wrong?
No, man, it just comes... Where's the place? Stanley Park. News from Stanley Park. You get what I'm saying? That's how it just comes in. Man ain't putting a name on it. You putting your name on that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like saying news from Pi Radio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man not saying which show, which department, which guy, if it was a man, if it was a woman, old or young. It's just Stanley Park.
Yeah,
you know
I was just saying news from Pi Radio. Nah, I hear that, man. I hear that. What game do you want to go on to next? I'll let you pick from.
You know what game I want to go on to next? I've got it here. Just to make a quick point. Take that one, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
I want to go on to the Burnley game.
All right. You got Burnley
simply because,
go on.
Yeah? My man scored again, innit?
Vidra. I've done Vidra in that.
Scored again, you get what I'm saying?
Vidra doing
I made a point last week.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was saying, they've not got no, Hernandez, no this, no that.
Yeah.
But they got Rodriguez. So they do have a foreign sounding name.
Yeah, we forgot about Rodriguez and he scored that banger. Yeah, he scored that banger. Keep going. I'm going to get the guest on the set.
Yeah,
Keep
but
going,
this is what I'm saying. So see, with Burnley, we associate them with the Wood and Barnes. Yeah. But you have to give them credit because them two are not performing or they've been out for a bit. Yeah. And the Vidra, Jay Rodriguez, they've scored the 2 goals, which has given them that platform for the match.
That.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is my point, which I don't understand with a lot of the bigger teams. They don't have enough firepower. So for Burnley to have 4 players
I'm gonna
and have enough firepower
give me a sec. Yeah.
is... I don't really understand because to me, that what that reminds me of is United back in the day. When you had your Cole, your Wright, your Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Cole, what am I saying right? Cole, York, Solskjaer, and your Sheringham.
I hear what you're saying. But yeah, check the headphones. We do have the guest of the hour on. Yo, Pundit, can you hear us? Pundit J?
Yeah, man, I'm here, man.
Can you hear us? Yeah, man. All right, so Pundit J, meet my Don JV. J to J, innit?
Yeah, man.
J to J in that.
Yes, brother.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, man, you safe, bro.
Yeah, man, hearing big things from you, man.
Boy, I'm just out here talking the football talk. You know how it goes already, innit?
All right, so let's go on. Since Pundit J's on, let's give a round of applause for Pundit J because he'll be out here doing bits. Since we're here, I'll let you go on to the United game. Speak on the United game. I'm going to grab some headphones, go on the United game.
United game. Listen, you see what? You see Bruno? Yeah. Bruno's turned up at Old Trafford, and listen.
This is live radio, people.
Yeah, the stage is set, and my man's running the theatre right about now. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but you know what? He's coming for a nice fee as well, because 50 mil. Remember, Everton got man like Richarlison for them prices there.
Nah, big.
Do you know what I mean?
Real talk, Richarlison for 50 mil. Even Sigurdsson.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So it's a nice little tidy fee that United have got him for. But you know what? He's got quality in his boots. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got a bit of vision. He's got a bit of arrogance. And do you know what? He knows where to put the ball, man. And that's what United have been lacking, innit? That creativity. You know what I'm saying? So they brought him in. And do you know what? Yesterday, he was on point, man. He was the man of the match for me. He orchestrated stuff. He wanted to conduct the game.